Good day, ma'am. I'm Jessa Masula, and here's my chapter 17 special topic report. So, here's the learning objectives of my report. First is to discuss the various special laws affecting the tourism industry, identify the situation and problems where the special laws may be applied as a solution, and lastly, to identify some tourism establishments that implement as well as not implemented these special laws. So, here's an introduction of my report. So, special topics of law encompasses a wide range of subjects that delve into specific areas of legal practices. Topics often include niche areas such as environmental laws, intellectual property laws, international law, and human rights law. Each of these fields requires specialized knowledge and expertise to navigate the complexity within them. As a society evolves, areas of law emerge reflecting the changes, needs, and challenges of the world. These special topics play a crucial role in shaping legal frameworks and addressing contemporary issues on local and national and global scale. And now let's tackle special laws affecting the tourism industry. We have hospitality law governs the legal rights and responsibilities of business and individuals in the hospitality industry, including hotels, restaurants, and travel agencies. Development Act legislation aimed to promoting and regulating the development of tourism infrastructure and services in specific regions and or countries. Tourism taxation laws encompasses taxes and levies imposed on tourism-related activities such as hotel, stay, tours, and transportation services. Land use and zoning regulations dictates how land can be utilized for tourism purposes, including zones for hotels, resorts, and recreational areas. Environmental protection law regulations aimed at preserving and protecting natural resources and ecosystem which are vital for sustainable tourism development. Transportation regulations governs the operation and safety standard of transportation service used by tourists including airlines, railways, and cruise ships. Cultural heritage preservation laws protects cultural sites, artifacts, and tradition from damage or exploitation, ensuring their preservation for tourism and future generation. Health and safety regulation of tourists sets a standard for hygiene, safety, and emergency procedure in tourism-related establishment to safeguard the well-being of tourists. Travel insurance law mandates the requirements for travel insurance coverage, including medical emergency, trip cancellation, and liability protection for tourists. Immigration and visa regulations specifies entry requirement, visa procedure, and immigration policies for tourists visiting a particular country, ensuring compliance with legal and security standards. Now let's tackle the situation problems where special laws may be applied. So, first, we have environment degradation in tourist destination. Special laws can regulate and enforce sustainable practices to mitigate environmental damage caused by tourism activities. Unfair competition among hospitality business. Special laws can establish fair competition regulation and prevent monopolistic practices. Lack of infrastructure for tourism development. Special laws can allocate resources and establish guidelines for the construction of necessary infrastructure. Expoliation of cultural heritage for commercial gain. Special law can protect cultural sites and artifacts from expoliation by imposing regulation on their management. Unsafe transportation for tourists. Special laws can mandate safety standard for transportation service. Inadequate health and safety standard in tourism facilities. Special laws can set minimum health and safety standard for hotels, restaurants, and other tourism establishments. Damage to natural resource due to irresponsible tourism activities. Special laws can enforce conservation measures and restrict harmful practices. Violation of tourism rights and privacy. Special laws can protect tourists from harassment, discrimination, and privacy breaches. Fraudulent practices in the travel and tourism industry. Special laws can regulate travel agency, tour operators, and online booking platforms to prevent fraud, false advertising, and scam targeting tourists. Lastly, discrimination against tourists based on nationality and ethnicity. Special law can prohibit discrimination against tourists based on factors such as nationality, ethnicity, regulation, and disability, ensuring equal treatment and access to services. So let us know the tourism establishment that may implement or not implement the special laws. We have eco-friendly resort. So That's first, the implementing special laws. This establishment prioritizes sustainability practices such as energy efficiency, waste reduction, and water conservation to comply with environmental protection law, chain hotels with international standards. These hotels adhere to legal regulation and industry standards set by international organizations, ensuring compliance with various special law. National parks and protected areas. These sites are governed by specific laws and regulations aimed at conserving natural resources, preserving biodiversity, and managing visitors' activity sustainability. Tour operators with sustainability certification. These operators follows guidelines and standards established by certifying bodies to ensure responsible tourism practices and compliance with environmental and social regulation. Lastly, museum and cultural heritage protection measures. Institutions are subject to laws and regulations governing the preservation, management, and exhibition of cultural artifacts and heritage sites. Now, let's tackle the not implementing special laws. Informal homestay and guest houses. This accommodation may operate without proper permit, license, or compliance with hospitality and tourism regulations. Unregulated tour guides operating independently. Independent tour guides bypassing regulation related to tour guiding, safety, and quality standard. Beach resort and poor waste management practices. Some resort may neglect waste disposal regulation, leading to environmental pollution and non-compliance with law governing waste management and pollution control. Fourth, unauthorized vendor in tourist hotspot. Street vendors and hawkers operating without permits may violate regulation relating to licensing, sanitation, and public space. And lastly, budget accommodation without safety certification. Low cost accommodation may lack proper safety measures and certification, potentially putting guests at risk and failing to meet legal standard for building safety and emergency preparedness.